Hi Cancer, this is going to be your guys' reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading and this is not going to resonate for every single Cancer out there. Alright guys, I also wanted to quickly just shout out my friend's shop, Light Minded. She sells bath bombs, soaps, and candles, as well as my own candle line. It's kind of hard because I already had this lit, so you can see there's a lot of wax in there. But this is the purification candle. It's absolutely beautiful. It's by far one of my favoriteest candles that we made out of the four, and I absolutely am in love with it. So if you guys are interested in it, the link will be listed down below in the description box, as well as a promo code that gives you, if you spend $50 and up in purchase, it'll give you free shipping. But I absolutely love it. It smells like water lilies. It's beautiful. So check it out, you guys. So let's get into it here, Cancer. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to pull one card for your general or overall energy from the Wider Waite Tarot, and then we're going to break in this new tarot deck for additional messages. So let's see what is happening here for my Cancers for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. What is happening here for my Cancers for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna actually put them all back because I only want one card, but I feel like a lot is going on in my Cancer's lives right now. A lot of things want to come through. Oh my goodness, we even have the Chariot, your guys' card. And as well as the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So Cancer, one of the things that I'm picking up for you guys is a sense of frustration. I feel like some of you guys are feeling really frustrated at this time. There's something here too that I'm getting the impression, Cancer, that you maybe want to either chew someone's head off or you want to almost put somebody in their place, but you're biting your tongue, you're taking the high road, and you're stopping yourself from doing something that you know you're gonna regret. And that is some of the energy that I'm getting here. It's like, oh, I just want to like ring this person a new one, but I'm just not going to say anything, or I'm just not going to do anything. There's another thing too that I'm getting here is just this sense of being tired of the same old, or you're just tired of something always not seeming to work out in your favor, or you're sick and tired of what I'm getting here, Cancer, is you're just sick and tired of like the friend dynamics, or you're sick and tired of the way that you are being treated, the way that people are communicating to you, the way that people are, like you might have somebody that's kind of in and out, inconsistent, but that's just something I'm getting here. It's like you're wanting to put something to an end. You're done dealing with a situation that's not giving back to you, a situation that's not giving you what you need, what you feel like you deserve. So it's kind of forcing you to move past this. It's forcing you to kind of have to take a second to reevaluate something. It's almost like you're put on pause in the moment, Cancer, so that you can gather your thoughts, so that you can really think about what actions you want to take next. Because despite what people think, like I'm a Cancer myself, I also have Cancer in Mercury. So I have a Cancer sun, and my Cancer is also in Mercury. And for a lot of you guys, it's like, you know, Cancers are, despite what people think, because a lot of the times I feel like Cancers get a bad rep, right? Because people are like, oh, Cancers are moody, or they're emotional, or blah, blah, blah. But Cancers, when a Cancer withdraws from you, when a Cancer stops talking to you, you know you messed up. Because Cancers, despite what people think, are very strong. They're just really soft on the inside, because I feel like a Cancer's true nature is to be loving, is to be caring, is to be nurturing, is to be supportive. And when you get to that point, Cancer, when you're like, I'm either getting taken advantage of, or they're not reciprocating that back to me, it's almost like you are learning to, like, you withdraw. Instead of snapping back, Like a Scorpio will probably sting you, right? Just because that's like a scorpion's nature. But for the crab, they want to go and hide. They want to go and bury themselves in the sand. They don't like the initial fighting. They'll fight if they have to, but it's like they really try not to get into that. And that's where I feel like you guys are at currently, Cancer. It's like, okay, I could fight back. I could say things that could destroy this person. Because, you know, despite what people think too, Cancers are extremely observant. I have met so many Cancers that are like really hyper vigilant on people. Like if you go up to a Cancer and you're like, hey, what do you think about this person? I noticed that Cancers are like, I feel like this person's emotionally needy. I feel like this person has this. Like Cancers can point out people's needs like no other. Like if you are lacking something, or if you like need something, Cancer is like can be very hyper attuned to that. So that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like you have the ability to crush someone with your words, or you have the ability to say or do something that could harm someone, but you're choosing to not. You're choosing, even if it's hard for you, you're like, I'm gonna be the bigger person despite how hard this is. And that's kind of what I'm getting here with that. So let's pull some additional messages here. Again, I'm telling this to everybody because I'm really excited about this. So I got a new deck last week, and you guys, I'm like literally so ecstatic about it. I'm really happy about it. So if you guys are not aware, Fallout is a video game. And you know, years ago, I actually had this thought like, man, I wish Fallout or Skyrim would make a tarot deck. And oh my gosh, I was at the store at Barnes and Nobles and I noticed they had it, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I had to buy it, and it was the last one, you guys. So I'm lucky and I'm happy, and that's what we're using today. So I just wanted to share that with everyone because, you know, this is something that brings me joy. So let's get into this here, Cancer. Let's break into this energy. What is happening here for my Cancers, for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs? What is going on? Why do you feel like you need to hold yourself back? Because that's what it feels like with this Chariot card. It doesn't feel like you guys are holding yourselves, like, it doesn't feel like the Chariot's in the reverse because you feel powerless or because, you know, of external circumstance. It's like you guys are holding yourself back because you are like, I'm a good person, I'm not gonna do this. You know what I mean? Like, that's the energy that I'm getting here. So yeah, let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Ooh. All right, so we have here the High Priestess. You might have somebody here. Okay, this is kind of funny, and I'm sorry, but I'm gonna just have to say it before I even get into other cards. So Cancer, you're like the High Priestess, right? You're like, I know this person's game. I know what they're saying. I know what they're doing. They, however, think that they are clever. They think that they know what they're doing, but they actually lack the clarity because they think they're pulling the wool over your eyes, right? They think like, oh, Cancer doesn't know what I'm doing. Cancer doesn't know that I'm gossiping about them. Cancer doesn't know that I'm backstabbing them. Like, they think they're so clever. They think that they're so smart. Like, they think that they're one-upping you in some way, but you're like, dude, I know what you're doing. I can see what you're doing. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you're kind of even sitting back, maybe, Cancer, and just observing them, like watching them make a fool of themselves. And you're just like, wow, like, you really think I'm this stupid? You really think I'm this naive? You really don't think I can tell what you're trying to do here? Like, you think you're smarter than me, but you're not, you know? And I get this impression that this person, they are trying to, they might even pretend like you're the bad guy in this situation. Like, they're trying to get other people to see you in a different light. But I'm telling you here, Cancer, and this is the messed up thing too, is it's like you were loyal to this person, you cared about this person, and you're just like watching them and you're like, really? Like, this is bumming me out, you know? Like, I thought we were friends, I thought we were lovers, I thought, you know, we were family. Take it however it resonates. But this person thought that it's almost like they keep shooting themselves in the foot, because we have the Knight, the Knight, oh wait, we have Knight, King, and Knight. And then the King of Steel. If this is you here, I'm feeling very closely here. You are super, like, again, this is the King of Swords, and then you are the King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Then we have, like, the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Oh my gosh. So this person, they are like partying, or they're doing something they know they shouldn't be doing. They're doing something they know they shouldn't be doing here, Cancer, just flat out, right? Maybe you've watched them, you have observed them, you've seen the things that they've said, the things that they've done. You watched how they interact with others, how they talk about others, and you're coming to this like final conclusion here, Cancer, and you're like, wow, you think, like, you're almost in shock of how misunderstood this person is. Like, this individual is like, yeah, like, I don't know how else to describe it besides the fact that this person's making a fool of themselves. They think that they're getting away with the gossip. They think that they're getting away with ruining your reputation. They think they're getting away with pinning other people against you. Like, you're dealing with somebody here who is trying to get people to not like you. And maybe, in just being fair, maybe they have gotten one or two people on their side that are like, yeah, Cancer sucks, blah, blah, blah. But those are the people that are already like jealous of you or intimidated of you anyway. So it's kind of like you're sitting here and I feel like, Cancer, you're in your power right now. And again, there's something here about you listening to your intuition. Like, you know what this person's up to. You know what this person's doing. And it's like you're not letting them play you at your own game. You're not letting them take advantage of you. But maybe you're giving them the illusion that they're taking advantage of you, if that makes sense. So, like, okay, so for instance, I do martial arts. I've started recently getting into it, so I do jujitsu. And when I go to my classes, right, I'm a white belt because I'm a noob. And when I go and I face or square off with a blue belt or somebody who's like way higher up in rank, like they know what they're doing, what they'll do is they'll bait you. So they'll leave an arm out, or they'll like leave their leg, or they'll leave some kind of exposure. So like what's gonna happen is you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna grapple them, and then I'm gonna, twist their arm back and do this like Kimura move, and now they can't move. And then instead you fall for the bait. Then they pull some other move, you have no idea, and then they have you pinned, and now you're under their mercy. Does that make sense? So you are like baiting this person, and this person's taking the bait, and then you're the one that comes out on top. So now you're like, ooh, you thought you were gonna pin me down, but now I pinned you down. And that is exactly what this person is dealing with when it comes to you, Cancer. Because you're just like, okay, I'm gonna dangle this carrot in front of you. And this is something that I've noticed. Some of you guys, maybe for instance, could have said something to this person like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, maybe for instance, like, you feel like this person had some bad intentions towards you. So maybe you tell them a little lie. You're like, oh, this happened to me, blah, 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 blah. But you didn't say it to anybody else. You just said it to that person. That person takes that gossip and they spread that around everywhere. So now all these people are coming to you saying, Cancer, I didn't know this was going on, or I didn't know this or that. And you're like, oh, really? So now you're realizing this person's true intentions, right? It's like you baited them and only them, so that you know that if it gets back to you, or if you catch them up in a lie, you know who you're dealing with. That's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like you guys are very strategic, Cancer. Whether you're realizing it or not, like that's kind of what's going on right now with you and this friend, or you and this lover, or you and this family member, or you and this coworker, whoever this is in your life. Everybody, it's going to be a little different. But that's what I'm getting. It's like you are leaving a piece of yourself vulnerable so that you can see if they're going to try and attack that vulnerability. And then the second that they did that, you're like, woo, you're not a real friend, or, oh, I know who you are now. Okay. And you pull back your energy. Now, a part of you, Cancer, wanted to just like bite this person's head off. You wanted to just take this person down. But instead, you were smart about it. Instead, you allowed yourself to kind of hold yourself back from doing that, because maybe this is a sensitive situation, right? Here with that Hierophant, I feel like there's some kind of block there where if you were to do this, this could ruin your job, or if you were to do this, this could ruin other friendships. If you were to do this, this could cause a huge family dispute. So you're cautious about this situation. You chose to withdraw your energy back because you knew that if you were to do, or if you were to act a certain way, then it's going to disrupt the rest of your dynamic that's going on, but despite this person. Because like, let's say if this is a coworker, right? Let's bring us as an example. You feel like this coworker might be trying to sabotage you at work. So what you do is you put a little bait out there, and then they nibbled on it and they tried to run with it. And you could go to the boss and say, hey, this person's doing that, but what if this is your boss? Or what if this is like, say, a coworker that has a lot of leverage in some area? So you're like, okay, if I were to do this, if I were to speak my mind, if I were to just react instead of responding, then this could make me lose my job, or this could make me lose something else. So you're just being very cautious or conscientious about how you're going to be going about this situation. So it's almost like this person thinks that they have you cornered. They think that they outsmarted you in some way, but really you were like 10 steps ahead of them the whole time. And it's almost like this individual is not going to know that until it's too late, because now you're just going to be because here's the funny thing about Cancers, and it's like, okay, if you think about a crab, right? Crabs move side to side. They don't move forward or backwards. They move side to side. And I think that's another reason why people don't really know how they feel about Cancers, because Cancers are strategic in that way. Right? We scuttle. We move side to side. We don't just like move forward and backwards like the average animal or the average person. So Cancers can really throw people off, because they're expecting you to come in front of them and attack them in the front, but you're actually going to be attacking them from the side. So now this person's going to be thrown off. You're throwing this person off balance, and you're doing so in a way where you're being very careful and very delicate. When you do say jiu-jitsu, right? You don't use your strength against the opponent. You don't go strength on strength. What you do is you do certain techniques, like you lock your arm and then you push down. You let gravity do the work for you. You let your own weight do the work for you, but you don't use your own strength. That's how a small person can come up against a big person, right? Because it's very subtle. It's more of a technique, it's more on how you put yourself in a certain position that is either going to make or break you. And that is what you're doing. You're learning, Cancer, to not show all your cards on the table. You're learning not to tell this person how you really think about them. You're biding your time. You're watching them. You're observing them. You're seeing what they're doing. And then you're planning according to that person. While this person is just trying, it's almost like this individual's mindset is very sporadic, very too quick, right? Very fiery, too. They don't think. They're not thinking. They're not being strategic. They're just like, oh, Cancer is vulnerable. Let me attack Cancer right now when Cancer's down. That's that person's attitude. With you, you're like, ooh, okay, now I'm seeing this person's true colors. I'm going to try and bait them one more time and see what they do. And so I feel like you're doing that, Cancer, and it's like this person doesn't even realize how intelligent you really are. They don't even realize how quickly you see this person's game. And this person thinks they're being so smart. They're getting little allies to try and attack you. And you're just like keeping your cool, even if it's hard. And you're just somehow finding ways to maneuver around this situation. It's like you're doing a dance, right? They go left, you choose to go right. They come forward, you choose to step back. Like you're just not playing at this person's game, and you're just choosing to keep it civil when you know you could easily destroy this person's reputation. Maybe you know things about this person that could ruin this person, but you choose to bite your tongue. Again, this is very oddly specific reading. I don't know if this is going to resonate for every Cancer, but take it as it resonates, because I feel like for some of you guys, this individual is definitely out to try and disturb your peace, Cancer. That's really what I keep getting at the end of it all, is like this person's trying to disturb your peace. They're trying to destroy your reputation in some way. They're trying to get you fired, or they're just trying to do something to almost bring you down a bit, but it's like this person's tactics isn't working. And what I'm kind of getting here is like the higher they are, the harder they fall. It's like this person thinks that they are getting ahead of you. They think they're rising higher than you. They don't want you to like surpass them. So they're trying to sabotage you while not realizing that not just if you can see it, all right? If you can acknowledge it, you bet your butt somebody else is acknowledging it too. And you might not be aware of that, Cancer. I think that's the twist of this whole situation. Is there someone else just as intelligent or just as strategic or is just as observant as you are? And they are watching this person and they are acknowledging what this person's doing, and they're like, wow, really? And what this person doesn't realize is because they're trying to destroy you so hard that they're not going to see that this other person's going to trip them. You know what I mean? Like somebody else is gonna trip them up because they think that like you're the ultimate threat. But what they're not gonna realize is you're almost like the catalyst for this person's demise. You're the person that I feel like is gonna humble them because they were so adamant to destroying you. This person was so really trying to bring you down, either to make themselves feel better or in order to look better than you. But it's like the people that they want to get approval from, they're not going to get that approval because these people see how this person's treating you. They see how this person's responding and reacting to you, and people just like don't have respect for this person here, Cancer. And because you didn't blow up, because you were being very cautious, because you're being more mature about the situation, you're actually going to be gaining much more than you would have if you would have exploded. If you would have exploded, nobody would have respected you. Nobody would have taken you seriously, because even if this person was trying to trip you up, it would have made that other person look better. And I think that's what they were trying to do, was trying to get you to react to them. They were trying to get you to take their bait, but instead they fell prey to you. And now you guys are going to be getting more recognition for this. So it's kind of interesting, and I find it a little funny, to be honest, because it's like this person's getting what's coming to them. But because you guys had this sense of loyalty and you were like, okay, no, I'm not going to do certain things because then it's going to erupt other situations, and I'm just not going to do this because I need to be smart and careful. That's what ends up ultimately giving you the upper hand and ultimately gives you what you need. Like if you were to go attack somebody, you never attack someone in anger because you'll be off balance. Like if someone were to run at me, right, and I now know how to defend myself, I will know how to make them go out of balance so that they fall or so that they pivot. But if they were to come at me in a more calmer approach, if they, then they may have more of a fighting chance. But because this person is so adamant and all they want to do is destroy you, they are going to be thrown off balance and they're going to be seen for who they are. And they're going to lose a lot of, lose face basically, right? Or lose their reputation. They're going to not be respected, they're not going to be appreciated, and this person is ultimately going to have to pay the consequences for their own behaviors and for what they have done. So yeah, that's really what I have for my Cancers. I hope that this resonates for you and helps you out in some way. Have a great and wonderful day, Cancer. Thank you. Bye.